Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Samurai Warriors Spirit of Sanada. I'm the Serious JG. Just confirmed my suspicions. This is the last battle of the game coming up. So yeah, pretty much we're at the big climax. So off screen, I had to replay it twice. I replayed it once using Cha-Cha to get the Cha-Cha exclusive mission. I don't even remember what it was. Like, I got it without noticing I got it, because at the end I was like, oh, I must have missed it. I didn't remember anything populating, and it showed I cleared it. I think it had something to do with the Cannon Fortress. And I replayed it again, this time with Kunoichi and Yukimura, and was just really strategic about where I placed people, so that the instant I switched to them, they would be at the places where we needed to collect 200 KOs to advance the story, then 400 KOs to advance the story. And yeah, when I finally did it again without Cha-Cha, using Kunoichi as a second character, it was, I did it with time to spare. And probably also accomplished the other objectives too, frankly. But the one I was worried about the first time through was Kunoichi's health, which I think I just got unlucky that first time when we had to load, because I didn't really have a lot of problems after that. Also, if anyone's curious, 2 plot characters, the 2 guys who had been like kind of together chatting away in Osaka the last couple of videos, I forget their names, I feel bad now, but the guy who was kind of like, I'm scared, but when I train and keep moving, I don't have time to be scared. That guy dies because whether you use the stratagem or not, he gets killed by Masamune's forces for attacking Masamune. And I did it one time so that Kunoichi was waiting at the spot where Masamune appears and killed Masamune, all of the officers, literally every troop that spawned, while the guy who acts afraid was still on the battlefield and healthy. And the dialogue still plays out where he dies, even though, like, I saw him on the map with his health left, no enemies near him, everyone had already been wiped out. So that's a plot death you can't avoid. Similarly, the ninja, who was the younger brother of the 2 brother ninjas, so the older brother went with the Tokugawa. He basically went with Nobuyuki instead of with Yukimura. You might have noticed if you were reading the text, I don't know if I quite picked up on it in the video because I was too busy playing. He appears inside the cannon base and goes to unlock the north gate to allow Sanada soldiers, Toyotomi soldiers, to come in and save the day. And and then he dies. So this time using Yukimura, last time using Kunoichi, I cleared out that entire place. Opened the door. I actually had defeated the officers in there and stopped the cannons before the plot event happens, where he uses ninja skills to sneak inside and open the door and then gets killed. He still dies. So those are both plot deaths. I am almost positive there's no way to avoid them, because in both cases I dealt with the enemies that killed those guys before they even triggered that dialogue, or before they had any chance to get in trouble. I didn't watch the ninja guy, like I wasn't there to watch his health or anything, but yeah, the cannon fortress was already cleared out and not a threat, and he still dies opening the gates of the cannon fortress, so that's definitely plot. But anyway, we got all the last stratagem we hadn't unlocked was restore the health of the player character, so that's a thing. And we're now ready for the last mission, which is Yukimura on his lonesome. He's level 85. He does now have... He's got maximum... He still doesn't quite have maximum attack, but he's damn close. And this is going to be the last battle of the game. Yukimura is charging forward. He has... all of his allies have retreated. He actually opened the path for them to retreat, and it's now... Oh, I guess Kunoichi will appear. But never mind, I thought it was just us on our own, but apparently there will be other allied officers. But more or less, he's on his own with a few close personal friends, and he is charging forward to try to kill Ieyasu and Hidetada. Like, he basically, if he personally kills them, it's the only way to stop the Tokugawa now. We can receive a tonic to restore our health, and that'll come from Naiki. We can rally Kunoichi. We can intimidate the enemy, and we can taunt Tadanao Matsudaira. And we've got all 6 Sanada coins. There's no reason not to use every one of these. Our feats, I don't know that this matters, really, because we're not saving them up for any future battles. But we might as well try to get them. I have no familiarity with this map. Who are our allies here? We've got Kunoichi and Naiki with us. If we're going to have one guy with us at the end, other than Kunoichi, I'm kind of glad it's Naiki. He's been a friend. He was a buddy to our dad. He's been with us since our childhood. He's going to be here at the end, like, badass. I like it. Enemies, we got Hidetada, who's obviously on the other side of various plot gates. I'm kind of sad, like, I guess they're being more historically accurate. Past Samurai Warriors games would have you fighting characters like Ina and Nobuyuki in this battle. And this one, Ina just disappeared from the story. It's kind of sad. I like Ina as a... You get a little flash as a character we get from Ina in the other games. She's kind of a nice character. I like her character, but... And you would think she'd have a bigger role in this game, but... I guess there's only so many ways that she can look concerned about Nobuyuki's feelings. There's only so many ways to play that out, so... Alright, let's just... Again, our feats are mostly kill, kill, kill. Hidetada himself, I'll hopefully remember to do a Muso attack, otherwise it's just kill, kill, kill. So, let's start killing. We got some... I would expect some pretty seriously epic music for this one. Uh-huh. Because this is Yukimura personally fighting the Battle of the Alamo by himself. Break through the last garrison. You know I'll curse you forever if you leave. Yeah, that's appropriate. But it'll be understandable. Still leveling up even now. You look so serious. Relax, it's just a chill battle, dude. It's not really what's going on here. Shogunate forces have appeared from behind, huh? Well, I'm not letting my allies take care of them because they'll get killed. Well, what are we using as a stratagem here? I'm going to rally Kunoichi. Oh, she's probably meant to beat them up. Beat the enemy officers in order to advance towards the Tokugawa main camp. No sense of occasion. Or she could stab him. Kunoichi is rallying after receiving courage from Yukimura. Her defensive strength has increased. I'm your number one ninja, because that other guy's dead. You don't always get to know where the enemy is. Looks like I've taken care of all the officers who are back here. Even though Kunoichi was supposed to do it, and that's why we use a stratagem point. Oh, he's been injured. Oh man, I shouldn't have left him alone. I've restored the health of the... Oh, I gave it to him. Oh, never mind. He gave it to me. I wasn't in any health trouble, but I guess I wasted it. His attack strength is temporarily increased. Okay. Probably could have used it for at a better time, but... Medicines always work so well. You always got the best drugs, man. Okay, so the next set of guys is way over there, huh? When I'm all powered up, but only temporarily. I'd like to take advantage of this. To kill some horses. Oh man, he reached the ambush, or he reached an ambush when he reached his retreat point? That's not fair. Hey, you leave Naiki alone, dude. I already really dislike this character. Oh man, that's probably unavoidable, but we just lost Naiki. Well, I gotta go avenge him. Were it not for you using your psychic powers to warn me about this, I would have been killed. Yeah, you did, man. I don't like you. Yeah, we've already defeated him. That's done. When it shows up as a quest like that, you're not supposed to be able to avoid. I don't think it's my pride, dude. Maybe if you hadn't betrayed us and sided with the Tokugawa Sekigahara, you might have helped. It's all thanks to you that I was able to kill that one guy. Is this an officer or is it just a knight knight assault captain? Yeah, more guys. I hope Kunoichi's okay. She's the only ally we got left now. Defeat the enemy officers in order to advance towards the Tokugawa main camp. Yeah, with all these plot gates, I would imagine we couldn't just ignore them anyway. Well, and we are well and truly boned, my lord. Want to kill me, you're gonna have to kill yourselves. That seems to be what it's saying. Oh, where'd that guy go? I thought he was over here. Oh, he actually did one of my moves. Good job, guy. You did like one hit on me. So we have temporarily gotten it so that the whole map isn't entirely red zones. I think that's all defeats. No, not even close. We've got to defeat all the enemy officers and defeat Hidetada with a Muso. How's Kunoichi doing? She's doing better than Yukimura for health. Not for enemies defeated or anything like that, but... And she totally let this guy just go right past her, so whatever. I don't know what she's doing down there, but... Defeat an enemy officer at the rear. Oh, okay, that's nice. Boy, there's a lot of enemies to kill on this map. Actually, I'm not there. I'm somewhere else. I'm killing all your officers first. Hey, Kunoichi, how you doing? My lord father. It's a little bit similar to the map from the previous games. Just like the Sanada ward is usually this place that we're kind of on our left here. This is the way of the warrior. Street Fighter. The World Warriors. Now let's watch their terrible short ending story game. Okay, this is like a ninja path only or something? You seem like kind of a jerk there, Masamune. Guess there's more guys for me to fight up here. The nice thing about this is you don't have to worry about anybody else's health. You just got to kill. I'll crush your pride. I will break your back, make you humble. Iron Sheik styles. Yeah, I do believe we have this, actually. It helps that I really powered up Yukimura a lot, but I mean, what the hell else would you do in a game about Yukimura? Did he just say he was going to look after our family? This is the guy who killed, I'm afraid, but exercise makes me feel less afraid guy. If you have family, I will look after them once you are gone. You must fight with no regrets. Sure thing, Shiganaga. Hope that was regretless enough for you. Alright, Masa. Just in time for the fight with Masamune, red zones come back. Which is nice, because it means he gets to last more than 2 seconds. You honor me with your generous words, but you still weren't as cool a leader as Nobunaga in Nobunaga's Ambition LPs of GG. The dragon has borne witness to your bravery. You may now die with a happy heart as the last true warrior of the age. You're a little arrogant there, Masamune. I guess you're not calling yourself a true warrior. That's weird. But you're saying you can die happy now that I've complimented you. You're the biggest imbecile in the land. Well, apparently it's only in, not in Sphere of Influence or Rise to Power, but only in Ambition where you can get it. I thought that was not correct, but there is a thing you can do with Masamune where he joins with Yukimura at this battle in Nobunaga's Ambition. And I missed this dialogue too. You brought great suffering to my father, Demon of the Sanada. I will send you back to the underworld. You seem to think this is some sort of game. I will take Master Masamune's place and teach you a lesson. Okay. I'm not sure who that is. They were having that speech with him. This isn't a video game, pal. This is real life. Real life heroism is the ability to alternate between hitting the square button and triangle buttons rapidly. Yeah, you bet their morale better decrease. We just murdered their entire army. How do I get to those clustered officers down there? Kunoichi's still in perfect shape. I guess I gotta go into that camp and then the gates will disappear? I'm going to interim save because I don't want to mess up this fight. I want to get everything to get in the last battle. Not that it really matters. The feats aren't going to be used in any future battles. We won't be on. We don't care about getting the Sanada coins back at this point for strategery, but there's a bunch of guys clustered down there. This area we're going to now, I thought was considered their main camp. Yeah, okay, it's a plot camp. We're getting ambushed by somebody here. I really don't think you're going to, friend. Mana Yori didn't get to talk. I'm surprised. I got backup strats. I actually have taken a little damage over the course of all this, so... More officers have appeared, I thought it said. Yeah, oh, a whole bunch more have appeared. Konoichi's kind of surrounded now, actually. I am a little tired, but I could use a nap. You're not working for you, just defeated, man. I just taunted the guy who's already been defeated, but okay. He's been taunted and has ordered the enemy reinforcements to charge their target. Oh, okay, that'll make it a little easier to defeat them. But I guess you're supposed to be getting them to charge you rather than heading for their boss and reinforcing him. Oh, look at a little cluster treasure. Yeah, this is not being that challenging. The idea that you could be... Like, 1,000 KOs is a feat. I don't know how you would be expected to beat this with less than 1,000 KOs. We're almost at 2,000 right now. And I haven't been going out of my way to kill generics. Just kind of... Sometimes it's faster to hyper attack through them than to ignore them. He seems kind of pissed. I'm not going after you. I'm going after these guys first. I'm thinking... Okay, I got everybody except Hidetada. And it's probably not over when we beat him either, necessarily. Oh, yes, I almost didn't hit the Muso button in time. I almost killed him without using it. I underestimated you. You lasted 0.2 seconds. I guess we won. Oh, never mind. That is it. You just lost, buddy. So, our epic discussion with Hidetada was wrecked by me winning too quickly, but... That felt pretty epic. I would imagine if I hadn't powered up Yukimura's weapon so much, that would have been a lot more difficult. So we did get all the feats, and we got all the objectives. We should get S's all around. Oh, we only got an A for time. I didn't win it as fast as we were supposed to. It'd be nice to get all the Sanada coins back. Not that it matters. I don't plan to do a lot of, like, post-game stuff with this. And we only got most of the Sanada coins back after all. Power attack upgraded. Okay. We got upgraded stuff that we couldn't possibly care about. White rabbit leggings, resolve, spirit gauge when health is low. Okay, whatever. Now looting. So yeah, he killed 2,000 guys. Naiki died. Kunoichi is still kicking, but that's it as far as his allies go. Well, Cha-Cha managed to retreat. Yeah, Hidetada's not really a match for Yukimura. Well, why didn't you kill him? I thought you wanted to dig his head. I'm here too, by the way. Let me find out that Ieyasu's already died from old age and you don't get to cut his head off. Yeah, it kind of seems like we just won the war. I'm not sure. But that doesn't follow from what we just saw at all. Oh, well. Settle in, guys. This might be kind of grim for a Warriors game. It would be a lot more impactful if Kunoichi was wearing, you know, a little bit more clothing. Oh, do they know Sasuke's dead now? I guess it's probably not the only thing on Yukimura's mind. If the moon was made of cheese, would you eat it? I always wanted to be killed by generic foot soldier. Apparently I died of a heart attack from overexertion when I killed 2,000 guys and barely took a hit. You mean the one who betrayed us? Oh, sure. She wants to keep him for herself. Play for free online, my lord. And then she leaves before she can break out into tears. Since you clearly have the courage to lose your own, which is what I was saying before during the fight. We're here to help. We're on your side, Yukimura. They are not on his side. Well, he got a better death than Mazayuki got, which was just off-screen death with one cinema where he appeared to be ill. And that would be Osaka. Oh. I was wondering if they were going to give us some out that maybe she survives somehow, but no, instead they're doing a callback to the death of her father. Oh, and they're going to do a callback to the death of Nobunaga, too. She's going to wander into the flames all creepily. That would be her uncle. Someday I hope to be as good an uncle to my niece as Nobunaga was to Cha-Cha. Possibly I could exceed that. And as Ieyasu once himself said, no one will remember the name of the soldier who killed Yukimura. But Yukimura's name will never be forgotten. Which I always thought was a little harsh diss on his soldier, but pretty much true. So I guess we'll watch the credits, and then when we get to the epilogue chapter, because there is one, we'll just make a separate video for the epilogue. And this will be the last video of any kind of gameplay. Well, epilogue counts as gameplay. So we got flashback to Mazayuki's greatest hits. Presumably that is the birth of Yukimura, or... And then he's got Nobuyuki there. He's just like, yeah, I love having babies. It's adorable. I wish I had a wife who had created those babies, but they just kind of came from the Cabbage Patch. Mazayuki punching trees in frustration. These kids are like, Dad, chill out. Dad, chill out. My voice never changed throughout my life. We have, samurai babies. They make your dreams come true. Cha-Cha seemed a little cheerier at that point. Fist pump. Oh, but that was them as young men. I forgot the fist pumps they did as young men. That would have made the adult fist pump more poignant. Hey, don't get yourself killed, dumbass. Whatever. So really the only character from the main cast to survive is Kunoichi. I guess Nobuyuki, you play as him enough times, he kind of feels like main cast. I'm old, leave me alone. I've got a dirtbag goatee, fight me. So they definitely took a different tack with this game. A lot of historical detail that they didn't cover. Like, it's kind of weird that Cha-Cha is considered the head of the Toyotomi clan. She was not. They never talk about Hideyori Toyotomi, which I'm surprised by. I figured he would be introduced, even if he, I didn't expect him to be playable, but I figured they would introduce him. But that would have to touch on the fact that they decided to portray Hideyoshi as this, like, father figure for Cha-Cha. Maybe in some ways he was, but if he was a sugar daddy because, yeah. She was a concubine who bore him a child who probably should have been a major part of the plot. But there were other things that I was surprised that they went into as much detail and were as realistic with it as they were. I don't know what happened to Lady Hayakawa, actually. She seemed like she was going to be a major character for a while, and then she just kind of vanished. We might see her in the epilogue. But yeah, very interesting game. I would definitely... I'm freaking Koei Warriors addict at this point. I even found some things I liked about Dynasty Warriors 9, which is overall a train wreck. Oh, maybe I'm not going to get a chance to pause. Whenever we get control back for the epilogue chapter, we'll call it a video. And here I was thinking I would get a chance to talk to... and here I was hoping to get a chance to talk to Kunoichi. Kunoichi might not have the warmest feelings for Nobuyuki. And this is what inspires him to turn against the world and become Sephiroth. Well, at least he's got his full coin set collection back. Apparently he doesn't feel like it's an even trade. Yukimura's like, you got my coins wet. How dare you? This ghost haunts him forever. Alright, well that's going to be it for this video, I guess. I was about to go into endgame, final thoughts, but yeah, there's a whole epilogue chapter left to go. I don't know how long it is. I don't think it's as long as a regular plot chapter. I kind of hope it's not, actually. Like, sometimes you get to the climax of a game and you need the game to end. The one thing I was starting to say is, like, I'm a kind of a Koei Warriors game freak, as, I even brought Samurai Warriors 4-4A or 4-2 or whatever it was called, which is just kind of ridiculous. There's really not a whole lot done to make that something you would want to go out and pay for as a full-price game, but I did it anyway. It seems unlikely they're going to do more of these. I don't think it did well in Japan. It was a joke how it sold in America. I would think the most likely scenario is they don't do this type of game again. And then the second most likely scenario, sadly, is that they do this type of game again but never release it in the U.S. And then the third would be they release it in the U.S. the same as this, with just subtitles. And, honestly, maybe that second possibility doesn't have that much of a chance. I think it's cheap enough for them to come up with a subtitled version of the game, or an English language subtitles version. I would think that's probably cheap enough that even though the sales in the U.S. for this game were pathetic, probably it would get some... Probably it's enough to justify releasing it in Japan and in English language markets. But then the fourth, and basically like almost guaranteed not to happen, would be similar games to this come out from Koei where you follow the story of an entire clan and they're actually dubbed into English. I would love that. This game, more than even the previous Samurai Warriors 4 LPs, I really noticed how much I wanted the fucking game to be dubbed so I could follow the story of what the characters were talking about during battle without having to pause and read, because 90% of the time, unless I glanced at the screen and for a split second saw something that interested me to pause it, we just kind of let the plot slip by without knowing what's going on in individual battles. Either way, but yeah, no, I enjoyed this more than I thought I would. Somebody with all I know is that their user icon was a Pikachu. I don't remember their username. Somebody kept spamming other videos, other series with comments asking me to do this game. And I guess they didn't stick around because I never saw that person again saying, yeah, I'm so glad you're doing this game. They just kept, a year ago before I bought this game, which I got as a Christmas present. I was not planning to go buy this for myself. It was kind of something that was yeah, I'll put it on my Amazon list, and if somebody buys it for me, I'll probably play it. But anyway, yeah, this person was spamming my other videos, asking me to play this game, and I never, said no, but I just kind of didn't answer them. And, I think they briefly described it in one comment, and then the rest were just, please play this game. But they said, you'd love it. It's got Samurai Warriors, but it also has RPG elements like leveling up your town. Or maybe I just read about leveling up the town somewhere else. But, like, yeah, the RPG elements in this game are kind of not existent. I guess weapon development played a little bit RPG-ish because you had to go out and find materials. But it was not. The running around in town and talking to people to build story was enjoyable. The using the same gameplay mechanics you would use in a battle, but instead using them in a, quote, open world area against generics, and finding treasure chests and little glowing blue piles of materials. It wasn't like a terrible idea on the face of it, but it really wasn't that fun. But yeah, like if they did a game about the Oda, kind of surprised they didn't start with the Oda. Possibly because Nobunaga, like the way they portrayed Nobunaga, he's just not that heroic a figure the way they portray him, which maybe makes them think he wouldn't be the best character. But, I mean, a game, like, you could have similar artwork with, like, Mazuyuki and Yukimura on the cover. You could do something that had Kenshin and Kagakatsu and do a story of the Uesugi, and I would play that. I would play a game about the Oda. I would play a game about any of those clans, really. I do feel like the Sanada is the logical clan who has a neat story to tell like this, and it might be hard to do with other factions. But, yeah, I would definitely check out another game of this type if Koei puts one out, but I am not holding my breath. Anyway, we're going to call it a video here. When we come back, we'll just play through the epilogue chapter. And that's going to be it for this Let's Play. And I'll actually have a Warriors free... I'll have Nobunaga's Ambition going. But to say I almost had a Koei free channel for a while, but no, because I started Nobunaga's Ambition before I finished this. But we'll have a Warriors free channel for a short time. Because sadly, one of the mini games that I always intended to Let's Play that I have not got around to, I can't imagine it would be anywhere near as much fun on my own as it would have been couch multiplayer with Bobo, but part of me wants to do Samurai Warriors 4 Empires, but that would have been a really fun game to do with Bobo. That doing it solo might not be anywhere near as interesting. But anyway, I'm sure. Well, actually, I'm not sure another Warriors game will come out. Dynasty Warriors 9 was a train wreck. I played a little bit of Warriors Orochi 4 Ultimate. It's like not really that interesting from a Let's Play perspective. Yeah, I'm sure I might go back and play like Dynasty Warriors 3 or something, or 2, whichever one had like the god-awful voice acting. All of them have all of them have voice acting at various levels of quality. Anyway, calling it. Yeah, I need to shut up now. I'm in that like I'm afraid to let go mode because of separation anxiety with the LP. But there's another video to go, so it doesn't make sense to be there yet. I'll have to save some wistful thoughts on Samurai Warriors past, present, and future for next time when we do the epilogue chapter and find out what happens to the 3 or 4 characters we care about who survived. See you next time.